but I kind of stopped because I just got really busy, and I had to put YouTube to the side for a while. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Oh, it's late October, probably like, what was it, a Saturday, October 25th, I think. I don't know, I might try to get this video, I'll try to get this video out, hopefully here in the next day or two. We'll see. Actually, the first video that I've made in quite a while. I think the last one I made was a BAM video I had. I had a couple other BAM videos that I sort of got around to editing them, but I kind of stopped because I just got really busy, and I had to put YouTube to the side for a while, and just kind of took a hiatus for a month or two. And you know, really, I don't really know if I'll probably have this video come out, but I'm not going to be consistent on having videos come out weekly. It's a lot, and I've been kind of busy with work quite a bit here lately. We got a lot going on, a lot of projects going on, and I just kind of get burnt out being on the computer, you know, 8 and 10 hours out of the day, and you know, even late into the evening and stuff. Sometimes I don't really want to be on here editing or doing anything like that. I don't know, I just don't really have the drive for it. I might pick this back up, you know, maybe in the spring, or if I get like a wild hair here this winter, I'll get in, you know, same old, same old. So yeah, my life recently just busy with work. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on, and just a lot of deadlines and just tasks and different things, and you know, don't have that open freedom to kind of do motovlogging. My son, he started high school this year. So, you know, school's back for him. My wife is also, she's had a pretty busy season, you know, here the past couple months, and, you know, she's been working a lot too. So, yeah, kind of, like I said, kind of had to put YouTube on the back burner for a while. But I've been trying to keep up with everybody as much as I can. You know, I'll admit that I'm not exactly, I can't perfect to be able to watch everybody's video, but I try to watch, and I haven't really been commenting on people's videos that much. I mean, I still watch them. I'll still throw a like up there. I haven't really been able to comment that much. I mean, it's like sometimes I feel like I just, you know, I don't know. I don't really have much to say, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes I'll comment on videos. I've just been a little bit more kind of laxed on my comments here lately and stuff too. But, yeah, like I said, it's third week in October. I think we got this week, and next week the time changes. We fall back, lose an hour. And I mean, I'll tell you, the last time I think I rode the bike was probably, I don't think I rode, I might have rode, yeah, no, I did. I rode in September. I rode 1 or 2 times in September. I hardly rode, I mean, I haven't really been riding that much at all. I took a ride up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, went to a brewery and did that. Yeah, haven't really rode any long distance, of course. You know, I told y'all once I got done with BAM and I did the Ride 22 this year that I was going to probably just stick to this riding local, which is what I've been doing. So it's really just been riding just local, you know, maybe occasionally a trip to work, depends. But yeah, still got the same bikes, and Chieftain, the Scout. Never been really riding the Scout that much. I'm kind of thinking about what the future of the Scout's going to be. Don't really ride it that much. And actually, the last time I looked at it, the inspection on it was dead, and so I'm like, well, I gotta take and get it inspected before I go out and ride it now. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I don't know. I might get a harebrained idea one day about some changes, maybe. I don't know. I'm not just thinking out loud. But speaking of like Indians, you know, everybody I'm sure has heard the news, and I've seen it too, that Polaris sold Indian. Whatever, you know, like I don't know. I hope they're successful, you know. I mean, it's been sold many times before, and I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I like this bike. I like my Scout. They're great bikes. I mean, I took this on a road trip last year. Did a couple states. Didn't have any problems. This bike is not brand new. I bought it used. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. I bought my Scout on Facebook Marketplace. I bought my wife's bike on Facebook Marketplace. I've never owned a new bike. And, I mean, this just, you know, the only thing I got to do to it, I mean, granted, I haven't, you know, it doesn't have like 50, 60, 70, 80,000 miles on it, but the only thing I've had to do to it is change the oil. And one thing that I'll say that was wrong with it when I got it was this windshield motor. You know, it was like, the gears on the windshield motor, it was actually a recall on this windshield motor, and you know, it was basically a recall bulletin out by Polaris and Indian that there's a plastic gear that's inside this windshield, and you know I've talked about that in one of my past videos, but it strips out, and it's just a poor design, and basically Indian covers it under warranty, and they'll replace it. So the thing was, you know, I said, is when I bought this, it was out of warranty. I went to the dealership and talked to them, and they said that they would cover it. You know, I just had to. It was like I think what do you call it? A difference in I don't know what words I'm trying to come for. Basically said, you know, you pay a little bit of a outside warranty fee because it's out of warranty, but still, I mean, the part was covered. I think in total I spent like maybe $50 to replace it, but they had to take the fairing off, they had to take all this stuff off and everything and do all that, and it cost me $50 to fix it. I mean, I can't really complain. It just, you know, that was pretty cool. So, you know, no other real issues that I know of, or that I have experienced in owning this bike for the last year or so, year and a half. Actually, I think I've owned it a year. September, I got it last September. So this will be 1 year that I've owned this bike. And I've got close to, I don't know if I got quite 10,000 on it, but I mean, it seems to have been doing pretty good. So, no complaints there. I mean, ideally, you know, I want Indian to be successful. The biggest thing that I really want from this whole ordeal with them is I really like to see us get oh my gosh, I really like to see us get a dealership closer to me. Right now, and I've mentioned this before, the closest dealership that I have is about 100 miles away. It's about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours away, and that kind of sucks, you know. I rarely go and have a need to go up there because, like I said, the only maintenance I have to do is change the oil. And a lot of times, if I have to do tire service or things like that, there's a Kawasaki dealership that I go to here local that used to be a a dealership. It used to be a Victory dealership as well. They used to sell Victory bikes, and they're a Polaris dealership too. So they sell side-by-sides and UTVs and stuff like that. They do that. So, you know, they're more just more into like Kawasaki's, and any Polaris equipment they sell off-road stuff. And of course that kind of lines up with this whole thing with Polaris, and what they're selling is that, you know, they're like, they want to get back into that, they want to get focused on the off-road market, and so that they say, well, we're gonna sell Indian off to this place or whatever, this I don't know what you call it is, whatever. And a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, a lot of times you get sold to places like that. That's just a place where they'll just get as much money out of them as they can, and then they'll just throw them, you know, it's a lot of times it's just it shows to be a bad business decision. I don't know. I'm going to be optimistic about it. One thing I'll be optimistic about is I heard that the new CEO coming in is a former Harley, you know, VP, or, you know, he's been up in the ranks in Harley. He's been up in I think the president of Vance and Hines, a couple other things. I mean, he's been in the motorcycle market for a while. So I hope they're successful. They mainly need to be successful because, you know, it's good for not just for Indian, but it's good for Harley as well, because it gives the consumer options. You know, it really pushes the strive for a lot of these bikes to get better, and competition is always good. The one takeaway, though, the biggest thing that I think that Harley struggles with, and Indian also struggles with, is the price point. I mean, you know, I admit Indian and Harley aren't exactly your starter bikes that, you know, someone's going to get into for probably less than $15,000. And what's really beating out, I personally think what's really beating out Harley and Indian overall for starter bikes is Royal Enfield's. Triumph's really taken off as well. I mean, I guess it depends on the style kind of bike that you want. You know, a bike like this, you know, this really probably isn't exactly an ideal first bike to get. You know, you don't want to get a 900-pound bike as your first bike. The Scout's a good platform. You know, I want to say like the Scout 60 is a good platform for a starter bike. And I mean, you know, it could be a good starter bike. I mean, it still weighs a good bit. I mean, you know, I've been kind of looking at the sales of Royal Enfield and the sales of Triumph. Triumph's really taken a stride at, you know, really selling a lot more bikes, and they really made a comeback in the last couple of years. But you know, it's kind of like you get into your road bikes. You don't really get into the cruiser line. Harleys and Indians are kind of more in the cruiser line. I mean, you got Hondas. They're in the cruiser line. I mean, they're reasonably priced. I mean, they have a good market hold. I mean, you want something dependable and something inexpensive. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Honda. It's just something about the V-twins, I think, with these bikes. It's just that, you know. But honestly, I don't really know, like, in a sense, what's going to happen in the next couple of years, because I feel like that we're going to be shifting probably more to local cool bikes. I mean, the Challenger, the Pursuit, you know, these air-cooled bikes. You know, what's going to be the longevity of these air-cooled bikes and potential new sales down the road. I mean, Indian's already got the Challenger, the Pursuit, the Scout. You know, all the Scout platforms are liquid cooled. They have a lot of, Indian's got a lot of different models out there of bikes, and you know, are they gonna, in this new acquisition, are they gonna like you know, simplify their models, maybe drop a few, maybe add, you know, go off the rails and get into some other type of market? You know, they did drop the FTR here last year or this year, but I heard the reason they dropped the FTR was because of just the sales weren't that great. And I mean, I'll admit, you know, Indian doesn't sell, you know, it doesn't sell way, you know, way less than Harley sells. Harley sells a lot more bikes. I mean, they've been in the game a lot longer. But you know, Indians, I think, done pretty well. I just want to I want them to be successful. I do. If they don't, then I mean, well, history repeats itself. Then I guess. A lot of people, you know, I've read in forums and stuff, people's like, well, you know, Polaris sold Indian, and it's kind of the same feeling that the Victory owners had when they, you know, ended up, you know, Polaris just said, we're going to stop making Victory bikes, and we're going to stop making that brand, and that's going to disappear, and here's Indian motorcycles now, because that's a name everybody knows, you know. I mean, Victory bikes were great bikes. I mean, they were killing it. I had looked at a couple Victory bikes years ago, the 8-ball, the Octane, you know, different ones. It was kind of like the same platform as the Scout, obviously. You know, you see something like that, and you're like, wow, this is different. This is kind of cool. And they just disappeared. Jeez, all this traffic, it sucks. So, you know, I completely understand where Victory owners are coming from, in a sense, but, you know, these companies, man, like, they're all out here to make money, which is what every business is supposed to do. They want to survive and all that. And Polaris really, I don't know, like, it's weird because Indian only makes up like 7% of Polaris' revenue and sales. I mean, they make their market in the off-road, you know, field and everything. And I'll give you a kind of a example of that is around here. I mean, that's all they sell around these motorcycle shops. It's side-by-sides, UTVs, ATVs. And the reason being is, I mean, there's all these farms. You know, we have farms around here, probably farmers with, you know, several acres, maybe even hundreds of acres of land. And I mean, they go out here and they buy these, you know, side-by-sides or utility vehicles, and you know, it's probably like a tax write-off, because it's serving the purpose of what they need for the farm. And I mean, motorcycles have kind of always been kind of a luxury item, or like a leisurely item for people, and that's probably why it's just like you're not seeing as many sales, you know. And especially when you're talking about, you know, paying 20, 30, 40,000 for a leisurely item, that's not just something that every Joe Schmo out there is gonna want to jump on and do and buy. You know, that's, you know, you got like Royal Enfields. Gosh, I mean, you go out here and buy like a brand new Royal Enfield for probably under $5,000. It's not going to be something luxurious like this, but it's going to get you from point A to point B. It's going to, you know, it's going to be something. Just, you want to get on a motorcycle and ride, I mean, there you go. I mean, that's it right there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm talking random stuff. I told y'all I was just, you know, just wanted to say what was on my mind and what I'm thinking. Yeah, so Oh, anyway, crazy times. Like I said, we'll see what's in store for this this new Indian ownership, and you know, going out as an independent company here. I think the deal's supposed to go through next year, so it's not closed completely, but like I said, it'll go through next year. My biggest thing is I want to be successful. I'd like to see a closer dealership come around to me because, you know, as an owner of them, I want to be able to support the brand. I've been trying to, like, there's a few things a couple mods I want to do to this probably over the winter. I want to do like I'm looking at doing some heated grips. Indian has heated grips for this. I'm looking at doing some highway pegs. I had put some third aftermarket ones on, but I just wasn't satisfied with them. So anyway, I was like, it's probably I don't know, it's probably like in the 50s or so, and my wife got me this. I guess under this jacket, but I got this heated vest. She picked it up at Costco. It's a battery-operated heated vest. Didn't really tell you. I've got so many layers of clothes on. I got this jacket, that heated vest, other things on too. I don't have the heated seat on right now. I'm actually pretty comfortable. You know, I probably would be beneficial if it was like in the 30s or 40s right now wearing this, but I was kind of thinking, how cold is it going to be riding out here? But honestly, it's not at all. I'm actually really, really comfortable right now. So I kind of forget sometimes. Like I said, it's been a while since I rode, and I forget that, you know, with the fairing bike, with how much of a difference in the temperature it makes and blocking the wind, and you know, you're out here and it's 40, 50 degrees, and you're like, oh, this ain't that bad. You know? Yeah, the temperature's really changed a good bit here last week or so. It's really dropped significantly. We've had a couple past mornings. It's been in the low 30s, you know, below freezing, and like I tell you, I didn't really ride like much in August or September at all. We had a couple nice days. It's been kind of dry. We had a little bit of rain, but it's not been too bad. And obviously, y'all see the trees have changed. All the leaves are starting to change. Starting to see the colors and all too. So. Well, I guess I'm going to wrap this video up and continue on this little ride I've got myself planned to do here for the next couple hours or so. So thank y'all for stopping by. I appreciate it. If I don't know when I'll see you. Thank you again. I appreciate y'all's support. Appreciate y'all stopping by, checking out the channel. Sorry I've been in a little hiatus here lately and just been kind of away, but glad to stop in and have a random talk. So thanks again. Hope y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.